morning. How are you? Welcome to Forex.Today. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of almost 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Yeah, Peter, well, you wouldn't trade an M3 in a bullish price action. But anyways. Hey, my name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader just like you. Let me know how I can help. I got about 20 years under my belt as a currency trader. Before that, I was a venture capitalist. Before that, I was a high-tech entrepreneur. Before that, I worked in the nonprofit world. Sat on a board of directors of a nonprofit corporation overseeing, about 3,000 people. And on the board with me was a young man named George Soros. I think he was 100 years old then. Anyways, that was a long time ago. So like I said, let me know how I can help. There are thousands of videos on YouTube in regards to my work. You can watch all those for free. There are links in the description below the video, a link to my book, a link to my training courses and live groups, and of course, a link to tradersway.com, an ethical foreign exchange broker that is trustworthy. They earned my loyalty and respect many years ago, and that's why I recommend them. Perhaps, just perhaps, if you open up a demo account and practice foreign exchange trading on Traders Way, they'll earn your loyalty and respect as well. And that's an important part of your foreign exchange journey. Let's take a look at the world as it is today. We see on the long term a strong yen. That's new. We see a strong dollar. That's not new. We see a strong Swissy. That's not new. And that is normal, actually, to have all of those things strong at the same time. Aussie, CAD, and Kiwi are weak. Those are all commodity currencies. That would be indicative of a global contraction in economic activity, aka global recession. Euro's hanging in there. It's not the worst in the world right now. But Great British Pound is not having a good time. It's bearish, been bearish, and is even more bearish. I got taken out of a couple of my British pound trades because I only had a 333 pip limit. And that wasn't good enough. Boo-hoo, only 333 pips each. I think one was a pound dollar, one was a pound Swissy. So what's going on? You might hear that the UK announced new plans. And because of that, boom, the pound got weak. They did things like cut taxes and allow fracking. You say, Wayne, that sounds really good. Why is it bad? Well, why is it bad for the pound? Well, in economics, we always have these conversations about short run and long run. And in the short run, the reason it's hurting the pound, in my opinion, is they're kind of contradicting the work that the Bank of England is doing. The Bank of England is doing two things. They're raising interest rates, which tightens credit conditions, but they're also, starting next month, selling bonds, which removes money from the economy. Well, if you're paying less taxes, then you have more money to spend, and that contradicts what the Bank of England's doing. But only now. I think maybe in 5 years, 10 years from now, it'll be seen as something very, very good. It's more attractive to invest into the UK. And since they're facing an energy crisis, allowing fracking or building nuclear power plants or increasing your alternative sources of energy, like green energy, are all good on the long run. But on the short run, what does it mean? Less revenue, more money in the economy. So both of those, less in revenue for the country. That's bad because they're not cutting spending, are they? The next, right? And the next thing is more money in the economy would be considered more inflationary because there's a demand problem. And so there's too much demand relative to supply. So you're creating demand. So on the short run, maybe the timing is not great based on economics, but maybe in the long run, it's a fantastic idea. Long run versus short run. So if you're going to cut revenue and continue to have high expenses, then you're going to borrow. And of course, by borrowing, money is leaving the country. So anywho, that's where we is. There's a little overview of economics. Let's just go through it. Dollar first. Oh, let me see what you guys are trading. And of course, dollar. Okay, good. So I don't remember where my stop was, probably pretty close to 110. And I'm out of this trade now. So what I would expect is some up. Sort of a fade, right? And then the trend continues. Why? I don't know. That's just what it says. Okay. Some up and then some down. The higher up would be more like that. So if you're just getting into the trade, it's too late. Meaning if you're just waking up and shorting, where were you a bajillion years ago? Aussie, okay, we had this pullback, we had this drop, we had this pullback, we had this drop, we had this pullback, and now we have a drop. At some point, there'll be a pullback, and then there'll be another drop. Assuming you believe in the trend. Singh says, hey, oil fundamental, right? You were bullish. I am bullish. Too much bearishness, right? Yes. Absolutely, totally agree with that. Okay, so you got to get to the point where demand destruction stops. So you got to kind of get to the worst of the economy collapsing, and then the economy stabilizes. And when we get there, it'll be a new equilibrium. The issue is because of spending, or no, let's say because of the world's desire to move to green energy, there's a shortage of traditional sources of energy. And there's just not enough green energy. What is it, 2%? Less than 2%? And so we're very ambitious of getting off of old sources of energy, but perhaps the push was too quick. So when we stabilize demand, it'll move sideways and eventually demand will come back, meaning the economies are pulling back, which should happen. Then they'll stabilize and then we'll return. The problem is when we get around this stabilization and new growth, which could be this year, it could be 3 years from now, there just won't be enough. That's the problem. Okay, Singh? So you got to wait for the timing. So there's already a shortage of supply. Okay? So supply should be here. Supply is here. problem is demand is also falling. So there's demand. So demand 1, S1, S2. And demand is shifting to the left right now as well. And falling. So as you can see, price is here, demand falls, price is here. But then when demand returns, so we'll call this D3, well, the problem is now we got to move to maybe this equilibrium and price will return back up because there just won't be enough. So right now, there's not enough supply, but we're not asking for more in the moment. But in the future, when we do want it, it just won't be there. So what we should be doing now is investing heavily into exploration and production, what we call E&P. And well, we're not. In fact, we're telling the oil companies they're bad people, bad companies, bad technology. And even if that was the case, which I don't believe is to be true, one day you will need them and you'll be late because it takes years. Okay? Cool. Anywho. Euro has hit the monthly target. This is the sell zone for the monthly target. That's the sell zone for September. Easy, right? Nothing complicated about that. So we'll call that an M3. It's pretty close. It's not exact, but we'll call it an M3. And therefore the target is there. And you can see where my limit is. And I'm just pips away. Probably should have gotten out of that one as well. I'm short at somewhere between 1 and 101. And we just hit 97. We're pretty gosh darn close to it. Some of us last night in the swing trading group were calling for 95. I said, oh yeah, 95. That might be next month. What I'm doing is 97, and it was 97.20. Shoot. Yeah, I should have just had it here, right? Anyways. No questions about that. That's pretty easy. I have 150 pips locked in. So my worst case scenario is filthy stinking rich, which is okay by me. And then, of course, take a look at this versus all the other ones. Yeah, dollar's relatively strong, but pound is relatively weak. And I got the doors blown off of this. My stops were down in here somewhere. And boom, I'm out. So I'm out of pound Swissy and I'm out of pound dollar. Got to wait for the pullbacks and then re-enter. Okay, that's that. Looking at the yen pairs, okay, euro is not doing well against the yen. Pound is doing horribly against the yen. CAD not doing good against the yen. Kiwi not doing good against the yen because these are all weak. One of the things we talked about last night in the swing trading group is that if you were going to buy a yen pair, you should buy an asset that you believe in. And I'm like, there's not much to believe in right now except for the US dollar. And it's the only one that is not underperforming. Yen is strong, but dollar is stronger. And you can see buying off the ribbon, aka moving averages, is okay. But of course, the risk is at any moment there could be another intervention. Henry says he's tracking the tropical depression. Yeah, it's going to hit Florida next week. So maybe, what, buy some frozen concentrated orange juice? What do you think? Maybe? See if I can get a chart here. It's not something I track unless there's a hurricane. No, I don't do it. Maybe this one. Okay, so we're at $1.80. What do you think? Are we going to be at 250 next week? Okay. Yes, you can also buy Home Depot. If the hurricane hits Florida and does damage, then Floridians are going to need to go to Home Depot. Also, just the fact that it's getting close, as soon as it's covered in CNN, Floridians are going to need to go to Home Depot and Lowe's and buy some plywood and put it over their windows and all that kind of stuff. And then if there is major damage, they're going to need to, buy anti-mold chemicals. They're going to need to buy carpet, all that kind of stuff. Maybe put shingles on their roofs. So anyways, that's another way of playing it. So watch frozen concentrated orange juice. That's a direct hit. See, like there's 49 other states that are probably not going to have damage from a hurricane. So will it have a meaningful impact on Home Depot and Lowe's? Maybe. But there has to be some real damage. Just the threat to the crops could really just push frozen concentrated orange juice up, even just as a hedge. So anywho, you can watch that. And there's nothing else really to do on the yens because, of course, you could be selling all the yens. But you'd probably rather do dollar. And, of course, only 9% of you are interested in yens. Taking a look at commodities. Okay. Oil's down. Taking a look at my 4-hour chart. Yep. Look at the price though, $80. $80. $80. It's an interesting price. Yeah, very nice round number. Okay, it'll be very interesting to see what happens from there. Here's your XRP, Peter. This was the conservative daily bullish target. Look at that, huh? How interesting. Seems to me somebody took some profit there. Holy smokes, huh? Hope my Shiba Inu is doing good. That's my retirement account. I own hundreds of thousands of Shiba Inu. Paid probably $200. Crazy. It's my ticket out of here, man. It's going to go from 0.0000000012 and it's going to go to $1. Or not. Taking a look at gold. Gold is still falling. Hey, maybe that's the Bank of Japan selling some assets, huh? In exchange for yen? Short gold, long yen, maybe? Are we through 80? Yeah. Look at the technicals, though, huh? Just beautiful. Down, lower high, down, lower high, down, lower high, down. Yep. Very interesting. This might be the capitulation that we've been talking about, in particular later in the stock market. The first round, as I've pointed out many times, is a simple valuation change based on the risk-free or opportunity cost numbers changing with the higher interest rates. But now this looks like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. If we go into recession, that means corporations are not going to be able to make money. Sergio says, Wayne, are we able to get the support and resistance indicators you have there? Uh-huh. Yeah. For 88 in the $88 membership? Yep. YouTube said, didn't Biden say he would buy reserves below 80? He did. But I think they're going to come back and say, well, it was like a suggestion. They could consider it, I think is what they'll end up saying. Anthony says, the oil call was solid. You still give the game, Bubba. Hey, my pleasure. And that's it. What more can I say? Demand will increase in the next quarter? Maybe. Watch Brent. Okay, watch Brent. We're at the monthly target for Brent. So I think you could watch WTI prices, but maybe it's all about Brent prices. Maybe Brent stops here. Maybe Brent goes to 80. But I think when Brent decides to stop falling, I think you'll see immediately WTI does as well. And we're not far away now from the event in nat gas happening. I think we're probably about 4 weeks away now. Richard says, well, you did good, been showing me how to profit and do some research. You're a good coach, boss. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to be launching what I've been calling my super secret fundamental analysis signal service. And all of this has been working according to plan based on that research. We're not based on that, but the tool helps you understand why all of this is happening. But because it's got some AI built in it, it's actually doing the analysis as well. So it says if you look at these 9 different things in 38 different markets, both fundamentally and technically, you should be short this thing and long the other thing. It analyzes the fundamental flow of capital. It analyzes the fundamentals of institutional and retail trading. So it looks at how they're making decisions. It's doing fundamental analysis of economic data. And it's also doing technical analysis. Now, we do all this stuff and all that information's out there, but you got to go gather it for all 38 markets and, right? Analyze those 9 different things for each one, combine the two, and then make decisions. Bullish, bearish, neutral, or very bullish or very bearish. So you could do it. This is what I've been teaching you for 20 years. Hey, it's difficult though, isn't it? Tough gig to do all that and do it in real time and do it for 38 different assets. But guess what? I'm going to launch it soon, and you're going to know, you're going to be empowered. Think you're going to like it. And I got super amazing news for those that are testing out the retail version of it. I got super amazing, ridiculous news that you're not expecting. And I'm going to tell you on the launch. And you're going to be like, oh my God, Wayne, you didn't promise me that. And I'm going to say, I know. So for those guys, it's going to get, I don't know, 10 times better. When? I don't know. I have to look at my calendar. I'm pretty busy. Next week in the oil trading course, we will be scalping oil every day. But I'm hoping October 1st. So imagine though, alerts given to you based purely on rationale, right? Based purely on artificial intelligence that's doing all of this analysis, not my opinion. And Algo doesn't have an opinion. It's just looking at the facts and say, that's the facts, jacks. That's right, Jim. 7 a.m. Monday morning. That's all I got to say about that. Amazing stuff. I have a simple goal. I don't want to give you a tool that helps you trade better. I want to give you a tool that changes the way you trade. It's going to fix you, I think. Sky Killer says he's got the retail version. You're going to love what I share with you next week. It's ridiculous. You're going to say, holy schnicker. So anyways, and don't worry about the annual guys. With the pro version, they're going to be happy to. Sky Killer says, already love you. Oh, so you have, yeah, and you already love it and save so much work. Oh my God, you are going to just be so tickled pink then when you hear what I did for you. I already spent the money. It's already done. I just got to roll it out. I'm trying to find time, so I'll end up working all weekend. Michael says his millions of spreadsheets now look like crayons to this. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, just it'll be recorded. Yep. Is it important to change it for the annual? Are there better things? Oh, there's a lot of better things. So don't worry. In the presentation next week, I'll line out all the differences because here's what it is. You're going to be super amazed with the retail version. Super amazed. I'm going to way over deliver. But then you're going to look at the annual or the professional version, which is an annual subscription. And you're going to look at it and go, oh my God, there's so much more. And it's actually cheaper. And you're going to go, oh my God. Once again, I'm going to over deliver. And you'll have a real tough decision. Do you go with the awesome retail version or do you want more stuff and save money? Tough decision. Yeah, XX maybe. Hey, XX, I mean, look, I spent a lot of money and a lot of time. It's cool. What can I say? Shug's already got the annual version. You'll love it. An affiliate program, yeah, that will be coming up as well. That's something I've looked at. I'm 50-50 on that. See, the problem with affiliates is they could go out and, lie, over promote, over promise, make their commission and disappear. So I'm very cautious about it, but this is different. Yeah, Sky Killer, that's what I'm worried about. But I might try it. So if you want to take a look before I announce it. Okay. There it is. Yeah, I think so too, Sky Killer. That's what hesitates. What happened to the site for the pivot indicator and all the rest? I was sued by MetaQuotes. MetaQuotes did not like me promoting the use of MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. They didn't like me promoting it. It's amazing. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I won't convince people to use your platform anymore. It's just so funny. They must be from a different planet. A capitalist would thank me, but they're either very old or from an economy that is just not modern, where they're like, we need to protect everything and we need to do all this. So anyways, I was promoting their products and services and they sued me. Oh, all right. Well, so I stopped. There you go. They got what they wanted. Isn't that just amazing? They must have gone to business school. The senior managers must have gone to business school 50 years ago. And they're just using an old model. You know what I mean? Like I said, a modern capitalist would have said, oh, thank you, Wayne. Hey, is there a way we can help? Hey, thank you, Wayne. Hey, why don't we sponsor you? Why don't we do this? I mean, it was a $5 service. They could have said, you know what, we'll cover the $5. Yeah. Anyways, well, they got what they wanted. Less people relying on their platform. All right, so look, I think that's it. What else is going on? I mean, we made it through a tough week with a lot of central bank meetings. We were well prepared. Things, I would say, generally went the way we expected. Am I thinking of moving to MT5? I imagine I would at some point. Again, there's no reason to, so I'd have to change all my platforms and then update them all. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I don't know. Got better things to do, right? Majib says, hey, the cost of the yearly is less than other programs. Yeah. Is MT5 that worth it? I have no problem with this trading platform. They just don't want me to promote it. So dollar pairs, yen pairs. Again, we could take a look at exotics. What happens to an exotic currency when the US dollar gets strong? That. Same thing with peso. Oil hit 79. Very nice. So I think I'll just let you do what you do. I'll let you do what you do. Oops. I'll let you do what you do. It's a decent day. It's a Friday. Very nice. Don't be shocked if there's profit taking, but at the end of the day. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. For those that are in the swing trading group and the day trading group, I got a few emails saying, hey man, the swing trading group video didn't go up last night. So I double checked it for, I fixed the problem. Yesterday I spent about an hour, maybe an hour and a half going in great detail through central bank intervention, what it is, why they would do it, how they would do it. We went through the money multiplier, reserve requirement ratios, commercial bank balance sheets, central bank balance sheets, and all the changes that happen as they intervene, the limits to intervention. It's just a topic on our mind. And then I ended it with saying I want to buy dollar, sell pound, sell Kiwi, sell Aussie. Still like the Swiss franc, still like the US dollar, and unsure about the yen. But the one yen I would buy if I was going to buy a yen pair would be dollar yen. And, well, I think I'm certainly wasn't wrong. So it's a good day today, but hey, things change. So don't get on the high horse yet. But the thing is, there's logic and intelligence behind everything that's happening. Don't forget that. There's nothing crazy going on. And even with these big moves, they respect weekly pivots and monthly pivots to a degree which is almost unbelievable. And yet, many people don't use pivot points. Do I feel bad for them? No, they're liquidity events. Those people are going to put my kids through college. So do I feel bad? No. I'm a heartless son of a bitch. So anyways, take a look at the link I posted if you want to see the super secret fundamental alert service using artificial intelligence sitting on the Google Cloud. It's right. Again, I don't want to improve your trading. I want to change the way you trade. And it's ridiculous. So, I've got nothing but mad love for you.